all I do is chill and write bangers. Morph into the green like the White Ranger. Taking my block to the top just like Jenga. Danger, step on up and get change like drip coach did. Posting like daily, put you under hypnosis. Fuck around with another devil, get ghosted, it's hopeless. We so bullish like Mike Jordan. All the fun fading away is quite enormous. Building a bridge, kinda like a chorus for those missing in action like Chuck Norris. Run for us, run away, don't come back. We stick together, on point like thumbtacks. Grab the Iron Man, they gone from one snap. Going hard for the network, that's a fun fact. Danger, step on up and get roasted. I'm just trying to make...
Yo, what's up? Who's in the building? Can you guys hear me? How are the levels? I see we got JMO, not financial advice, in the house. What up? Coach, which city in Cambodia do you live in? Have you lived in the same city since moving? Well, before I answer that, I'll make sure you can actually hear me. I see the levels look like they're good, but want to make sure. So who we got? Somebody hit me with a thumbs up or something, so I can know that I'm not talking to the moon, depending on what side of the globe you're on. Who we got? It says we got a couple people live out there. Give me something. Somebody, can you hear me? Can you see the screen as well? Everything looks like it's right on my side, but you never know. Got to always double check this stuff. End up talking to yourself for a while. Levels are good. All right. And specifically from JMO NFA. So yeah, I've been in the same city the whole time. Phnom Penh, the capital. It's probably where the bulk of people are located for the most part. There's a couple smaller cities. Kep and Siem Reap. Sihanoukville is just pretty much an what do you call that? A beachfront casino kind of thing that's being rapidly developed by the Chinese. So I don't know how many expats. Well, I guess technically everybody's an expat except for Cambodian. That's a weird term to get used to. But the bulk of the expats definitely live in the city, Phnom Penh, the capital. And yeah, I've been here now, damn, 7.5 years. 2016, Jesus. Yeah, wow. Time flies, man. And nope, I still do not speak the native language. Come on. So all that, if you're a U.S. resident or anywhere else and never learned another language, they say that if you move somewhere, you'll pick it up. That is not true. You have to actually immerse yourself in it and study. It doesn't just get thrown to you by osmosis. So still don't know it. I watched a Thailand versus Cambodia video last night. Cambodia won price wise in just about every category. Yeah, it's very similar for sure. At one stage way back in history, the Kingdom of Siam, pretty much it was all one entity. So the cultures, even the architecture, even some of the language is very similar. Different, of course, they don't speak the same language, but like when you look at some words and things of that nature, you'll see similarities between them. I guess it'd be like the same as like Latin and Spanish and French and all that. So they definitely have a common origin. Temples and religion and all that is very similar, but Cambodia is more developing, so it usually has a cheaper price point for most things. But when you weigh it out after a while, it's pretty similar. You'll give up some amenities and things of that nature in certain cities, whereas like Bangkok, perfect example, has a really well-developed metro system with subways and busing and all this stuff, very well developed. And even going into some of the other cities, they have a decent metro with a bus and bus stops and all that stuff to get around. Whereas you come to Cambodia and they have buses here, but it's hit or miss. And I think they just came within like the last 2 to 3 years, to be honest. So you give up some of that normality or ease of access. Animal Farm Marcus, is the drip supply starting to slow down on minting? Nope. Where is that? I was actually gonna bring that up. Let's see. It hasn't changed at all. Still like 1 million a day. Let me see. I had that up actually because I was looking at that myself. Where are we at? Crypto announcements, bots. Let's do this. So like you will get some days that are, I guess, a little less than others, but it's still pretty much 1 million a day. So in the last 24 hours, you had 964,000. But like a couple days prior to that, it was still in the millions. So I told everybody that I don't think it's going to slow down. There you go, 1.1 million just yesterday. So I don't think it's going to slow down until well after that 100-day mark of whenever the button got pushed, whatever that happens to be. I had that up at some stage. Don't remember exactly when that is. Any of you in the chat remember exactly when Forex changed things? I don't have that date myself, but I know it's somewhere in the middle of January. That's when most people that are active will be familiar with having claimed their last drip. But like I showed you guys, one of my wallets, I still have a lot more that I can claim from that one. Not a lot, relatively, like 3,000 drip because I won Triple D. So there's still going to be people that will exceed that. The bulk of the community, of course, they're going to be the ones that have been tapped in. And if you just forgot about drip over the last year and a half, then of course your wallet will be done as well. But I believe personally that where is that dashboard that shows the total amount of drip in the faucet? This one. So this is the hard thing to calculate. No one that I know of can tell you exactly what this number represents. So we can assume that it represents all drip in the faucet, which is also max wallets and wallets that have been claimed out to zero already. So if 1% of that is due out, then I'm sorry. Yeah, 1% per day. So that's still like 5 million per day. I don't know how much of this will actually get claimed out completely. So that's what's in the faucet. But when you look at what we have in regards to, it should be here, right? Total drip. Yeah, drip in wallets, 140 million and 24 in exchanges. So about 200, well, probably it's a little more than that, 170. Let's see how much actual total drip is out there, I guess. That should be it. I guess it technically should be calculated from this. No, so it doesn't show. Total drip, there it is. So it is here, 155 million. So I believe this number will go up a lot higher. So we have 165 million. I believe we're going to be at least close to half of this. That's my deduction. Has to come out. And it could be even a lot closer to this. Could be like 60, 70% of this. Because you have to wonder how much of this was already people's max wallets and how much was, we had that old drip network.ca chart that we don't have access to anymore. That used to show how many people had max wallets, and I had some Excel spreadsheets. So the TLDR, I think we still have a long way to go. That's the best way I can tell you. Animal Farm Marcus. Oh, that's a cool tool to check daily minting January 19th. Ah, nice. Supposedly is when the faucet mint stops. Yeah, so clarity on that. That's just some misinformation. Minting will not stop on January 19th. What happens on January 19th is people that have been participating in drip, claiming, hydrating, all that stuff. 100 days prior to that is when compounding stopped. So therefore, those people will no longer be able to claim any additional drip. It will all be available in their faucet to claim. However, the minting will continue long after that date because the tax vault is completely empty. So as long as the tax vault remains empty, and remember, there's no incentive for people to buy drip right now, so nothing is filling the tax vault. So as long as the vault is empty, whenever someone claims here, whatever drip is available, like this one's done for me, even if it's 5 drip, if the tax vault is 0, that 5 drip gets minted. So that's, again, some misinformation from some people that I think purposely paint that narrative, others that are just uninformed. But it will continue to mint well into the future, like until there is some huge incentive for drip to get put back into the tax vault, which right now only is coming from purchases and, of course, any of the swaps and transfers and stuff like that. But without that, there's drip will mint, basically, is the best way I can describe it to you. Now, the cool thing is, like what the kitchen sink devs built, I don't know if they can change that contract. It might be locked, but they were able to burn already 1 million drip. Now, let's say, I don't know this for certain, I'm just giving you an idea. If they could change the contract after January 19th, and then all of these transactions or taxes now suddenly go to the tax vault, then potentially the tax vault could start getting it filled up again without people purchasing, because people are definitely participating in this DAP. But we'll need more than just this. The tax vault has to be full before we will see any changes in drip tokenomics. JMO, I think the buy-ins will start coming back in mid-January. My plan is mid-Jan. I hope we still have enough people that have hung around are thinking of buying back in. That's a good idea, but once they buy in, I believe you're still going to get sales. So you got to remember, any spike in the chart at this stage is the people that have been holding and just want to get recoup some of their investment. So regardless of how many buys come back in, drip is so cheap that any pump in the chart, especially at the psychological levels of like 5 and 10 cents, it's going to get immediately sold off. Just keep that in mind, because people buying, for example, what you just said. So you buy right now at 1 penny, you put up $500, you got yourself 500,000 drip. Well, if drip pumps to 2 cents, you made a 2x. Why wouldn't you dump some of that? Drip pumps to 3, you made a 3x. Why wouldn't you dump some of that? So it's going to be battling these levels for quite some time until, again, some real utility or just some degen hype puts in some serious capital in here, because there's just so much liquid drip. Well, I can't say so much relative to other tokens. It's not that much, but the community that has been burned, they all are looking to recoup any part of their investment, like logically. So you still see, 3,000 drip, 8,000 drip, 8,000 drip. Like, it's still a decent amount of sell pressure. $1,500 in sales. Oh, it actually balanced out today, almost 1,700 in buys. So it looks like at least there are some people trying to hold this little floor down here, because you can get a cheap amount of drip. So JMO, I can't say what's going to happen in mid-January, but best of luck. Anything new from Drip AI team, or were you able to take drip cross chain yet? Good question, man. I forgot to look into that again. I tried to do it via the messages they had in it's AI Drip, right? In their chat announcements, and that did not work for me. I kept getting errors. I tried again and got errors. Tried it on another wallet, got errors. So I quit. I don't see any new announcements on this. Let's check out their Twitter. I forgot about them. That's the thing with this space, man. There's so many things going on, and you catch this thing that catches your attention, and then you dive in, and once it stops being exciting, you just forget about it. Looks like, okay, that's a sneak peek. Let's go back to their official, what's the update? November 27th. So it's nothing out of 2 weeks ago. They just had this sneak peek. But I do like that idea. Like, I'm not against this at all. I tried it via BSC scan and I was not successful. So I don't know what else can be done until they release a UI that works. A friend of mine is all in on the kitchen sink. He bought another 1K and stuck it in there this week. I'd rather keep it liquid, but he is hoping to keep doubling his drip and taking one weekly claim. Yeah, man. Best of luck to him. I have not put a single drip into the kitchen sink. Damn. Forgot. I haven't even been compounding my B&B. That's how often I forget about this. Let's see. Yeah, it's expired. Last action. What is that? Damn, 6 days ago. Shout out to the devs, man, because they make you have to stay tapped in. You have to pay attention. So that is definitely a sustainable way. People that think you're just going to set it and forget it and come back to a moon bag are extremely mistaken. Here's someone like myself who thinks he pays attention to crypto, let this slip for 6 days. So that is 3 compounds I could have had in those days and completely forgot about it. So definitely this game of if you're paying attention suits those that are active, because remember, this is drip in, drip out. So it's not it doesn't mint any drip, and it can only pay out what people are putting in. So if someone like your friend is actually participating, then he's able to take advantage of the people like myself that forget. But that's why I'm not on the drip side. I'm just on the B&B side. Forex. Hail, mighty leader. Forex Shark. Exactly. So it's like a passive income play, like we all hoped the faucet would be for us when we were all holding for a max wallet. Yeah, the devs over there seem to be on their game, and sustainability wise and SAFU aspects, they've done a good job. And we've all seen B&B Miner now. It's what, 2.5 years, 3 years running? What is that? This thing is, and that's just B&B in, B&B out. So clearly you can make a sustainable miner. As long as you don't try to hose your community, there's no issues with it, or try to add secret sauce and make it complicated. It'll stay running. Well, maybe not. It doesn't want to come up right now, but I don't see, oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Is that the right website? I'm pretty sure it is. Well, I'll try again, but it does work from what I've seen, at least, 3 weeks ago when I looked at it, and it's been running for quite some time. So I think kitchen sink will continue to run for forever, as long as people are playing. And like I said, since there's this feature, there's always going to be people that are going to stick some drip in there and forget about it. Well, therefore, that means someone else is going to be able to lay claim to that. 8 million drip, man, almost 9. That is impressive. Let's take a look at that real quick. Don't think they have surpassed second place yet, but they are definitely on their way, because I think the DEX is 10 million. 11. Okay, I was wrong. So they still got a little ways to go, but that's definitely where this 1 million drip is getting minted from. So the bulk of it, I'm sure some of it's sitting in wallets, of course, but anybody who is coming in here and clicking the claim button on their drip, they are clearly tapped in. And some of them are obviously coming over here and selling. The others are keeping it in their wallet, because that's gone up. And then others must be sticking it in the kitchen sink. Like that's only 3 things you can do with drip right now. 4, leave it on the dashboard. Don't do anything. Claim it, let it sit in your wallet, stick it in kitchen sink, or sell it. Hopefully things like this will add some other game theory mechanics and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm just holding out. I'm not like reference JMO's friend. I'm not buying anything right now. I will be happy just to get any of my investment back from this and call it a lesson learned in DeFi. I ain't trying to get rich out of this. I would prefer to just build something of my own. That's what my still Change 360 platform, because I'm still big on the holistic wellness kind of side of things, especially with the way AI is developing, man. Like I definitely see this becoming something way bigger than most people even expect. Right now, it's a speculative asset. People are like, crypto this, crypto that. Jamie Dimon, CEO JP Morgan's talking trash about Bitcoin. But if you listen to the people that are really in the know about how technology is going, there has to be some way for AI to transact, for lack of a better word. So as we use more and more computer interfaces, we become the sticking point. Our archaic banking methods become the sticking point. Well, crypto is a currency that can interact at the machine layer between each machine, for lack of a better word. So you being able to, support someone in a different country with currency, buy stuff, basically all the like utopian video game future kind of stuff you see. It may not be exactly like that, but there are levels of that, in my humble opinion, that are coming. And that is the next evolution of currency. Like, it has to evolve. Everything else has evolved. And currency has, from seashells to beads to copper, brass plates, you name it. It's pretty much still the same thing. It has not evolved yet. So the next level is where technology is taking everything else. Everything else has gone digital. Music and even clothing, for some stuff, you can change your actual outfit using AI algorithms. All these things, it's going digital, whether we like it or not. So currency is like the last hoorah. And I don't know if we'll see it. I don't know how long it'll take, but all that stuff, I think, makes this like a very bullish thing to get involved with. So I'll take the lumps on the head from the lessons I learned from Drip. I'm not really trying to make that money back. There's so much more to be made with where things are actually going to go. That's my take, my assumption, I should say. Easy Crypto 91, what up? Follow CK. Yeah, follow CK if you want to get wrecked. Man, that poor kid. There is no other word for that. Let me see. Don't I have him in I labeled his wallets. Let me see something here. I don't remember which was his first one. I'm curious. Let's get this. Go over to DBank. Highly recommend you get used to using BSC scan and label things. It'll make the blockchain look less matrixy. That's how I was able to, hey, that wasn't a copy. Able to follow the rabbit trail of Ray. And clearly I was on the right path, or else his channel would not have disappeared. Or at least the bulk of his content. So this is his, I think his first wallet. It's not his pig wallet. There's one of them. Maybe it is this one. Curious what his pigs are sitting at. Oh, maybe I didn't look in the right spot. Negative 26,000 drip. Let's go back. Did I go all the way down? Yeah, this is it. Maybe I am missing one. Anywho, I'll check the last one and see what you guys are talking about. Maybe I'm not looking in the right spot. Aha! This is the one. Where are your pigs, my friend? 5,000. Wow. Good. Googly moogly. I really hope his gamble play plays out. That is nuts. Well done, sir. 5,300. I think that's more than what how many did Forex allocate to different, was it 6,000? Or 5,000 to 6 different. It was 30,000 pigs, right? I want to say it was 5,000 to 6 different contracts. So that's impressive. Impressive indeed. And pretty much he has bet the farm on Forex. That's where everything is at. So yeah, hoping that that works. Kind of like me. I went all in on Drip. So most of us have bet on Forex in one way or another. Some of us, like myself, have woke up and decided that, he's a charlatan and that we got taken advantage of. But others, I don't think he even has any drip left. That is nuts, or at least none. If it's a negative balance, I would assume he's drained all his drip accounts as well and just gone all in on pigs. Wow. I remember him saying at one stage it was 250,000, something like that. We'll be able to see all his transactions, but I don't feel like looking through that. But he's sunk a lot into pigs. Drip will still be 0% to buy and 10% to sell. I'm hoping, like you, to recoup my drip investment, 7K in, need over 10 cents to break even. It's going to be the community to rally. Yeah, well, you're in a better spot than me. You got 10 cents. I'm sitting at like 80, 88, somewhere in there. And I'm not putting another dime into DCA in a falling knife. I don't think so. Ray has not mentioned kitchen sink once in his DGen cipher. Yeah, exactly. That's how you should know right there. He hasn't mentioned it because it's a community project that benefits only the community. He can't get anything out of it, and he wasn't involved in it. So his selfish, greedy self won't say anything out of it. And same with Forex. Remember, Forex mentioned on multiple AMAs that if the community builds, he'll back them. There's a solid project, kitchen sink, overtaking, was already overtook Triple D, more engagement. The TVL of it continues to grow, and it needed no marketing besides the community participating in it, and not a single peep from Forex or Ray. Like, if that doesn't show you their true colors, I don't know what else will. I'm not locking up any of my drip. Yeah, I'm not locking up anything again. I think that's the real lesson I learned. Even staking is a gamble, unless there are some platforms where you can stake in your wallet. But if you don't have access to it, you could literally wake up and that staking platform be gone. The contract be gone. It could be if it's a centralized exchange, all of a sudden they own your assets. Like, there are so many risks. But at the same time, that's the reason why we're all here, because digital sovereignty, complete and utter sovereignty. And that's a scary thing, because in most other aspects, we have some level of insurance. We screw up, we can blame somebody else. Not in this. You send your stuff to your coins to the wrong exchange or the wrong address, or you fat finger something, or you hit a wrong button, you interact with a contract. That's all you. There is no tech support. There is no customer service. There's no, well, there's some insurance on some stuff you can buy now, but that exact Achilles heel is what makes it valuable, I guess you could say. Why people want to invest in it. There's no FDA insurance, or not FDA. That's the Food and Drug Administration. FDIC. JMO, look, the truth is all of us that did not get into crypto in 2017 or before got wrecked in this last bull. Yeah, I can see that. We're all smarter now. Have been doing a 4-3 hydrate claim like some did, we would have been. Oh yeah, if you had did anything other than compound, you would be in a much better position. Hell, a 6-1, a 1-14, 5-2, it doesn't matter. Any of those strategies would have had you in a much better position. But I can't say nobody saw this coming, but at least us that were digesting the narrative definitely didn't see it coming. There was writing on the wall, but just like the Animal Farm narrative, man, like you read the book, the writing on the wall, we couldn't read it. And then we had somebody else interpret it to us. And then they told us what we wanted to hear. And yeah, we were led to the slaughter. Like the more I think about this book, the more how fitting this Animal Farm narrative really, really was. And one of my former admins, when she joined my team way back in the day, shout out to Hannah, she asked about this. This is probably a year and some change ago. She's like, I hope the Animal Farm, the DeFi crypto project, doesn't end up like the book. And I was like, nah, I think, Forex is legit. He's trying to make us the pigs, us as in the collective community. That's what I thought. And yeah, lo and behold, it's exactly like the book. And I think in one of his original AMAs way back when, He said he built Drip, and this might be a direct quote, to make his friends rich. He built it for his friends or to make his friends rich, something like that. And depending on who you count as his friends, I'm quite certain they got that. So, yep, the joke is on us, for sure. Jamie Dimon is just spouting a narrative. He doesn't want to actually outlaw Bitcoin. This is just a way to introduce FUD, kind of like they did with gold, and then buy it on the cheap. He sees now that the ETFs are coming and all this stuff, and this is all part of the game, that they need to introduce another narrative to bring Bitcoin back down. And I believe, governments, they could, I don't know how illegal you could make it, but definitely like blacklisting your TradFi, your bank account, from interacting with exchanges or things of that nature. That could take place. As far as the US though, there are definitely some states that support it. I'm beyond understanding for legislation and all that. But I would suppose the way I see this narrative going is this is just another step towards total control. So you introduce this narrative, tell them you want it banned, some kind of new document legislation is introduced, makes Bitcoin hard to acquire or something to that effect. It causes the price to drop. Coinbase is still supported by the SEC or whatever. Jamie Dimon, I don't know. Somehow they end up being able to mine or own their own exchange or solicit, whatever. But it moves in so that the top 5 banks are able to purchase this, own this. Because you got to think BlackRock is still moving forward. And I got to imagine BlackRock, Jamie Dimon, all these guys are all sitting in on the same closed door meetings. They don't operate independently. They're all from the same branch of mistrust in leadership. So whatever he's saying, you can believe the opposite is happening behind closed doors if you know anything about how Bitcoin works. So I think it's just a narrative. Let's see. I agree. He wants to buy sub 20. Yeah, I'm sure he already owns some, but he wants a bigger power move to own much, much more. I assume the ETF would not be getting approved from BlackRock, like putting in 1% of their asset allocation. I don't even think that would happen at the 30K level. Doesn't make any sense to me. But the only person I listen to that says anything about being able to bring Bitcoin back down to this is what the heck is his name now? I can see his chubby little face. He's like the perma bear. But anyway, he says it has to be like a huge stock market crash, and that would get Bitcoin to drop below 20K. Garrett Soloway, that's his name. So I don't know what that takes for that to happen, what kind of manipulation is necessary for that to take place. But if the powers that be want to remain the powers that be, I wouldn't put it past them. That's the best I could say. Ever think US government will take all our BTC like they did with gold? No, they can't. That's the cool thing about Bitcoin, because if you haven't told anyone your seed phrase, you can literally take it to your grave. There is no way for them to get it from you. They can torture you and tell you to turn it in and make it illegal for you to possess it, but you could just take it with you to another country where it's not illegal. That's the cool thing about it. And they can ask you all you want, do you own any Bitcoin? You can say no. And if your keys and seed phrase is not written down anywhere and you've memorized it, so to speak, then no one can take that from you. So that's the cool thing about it. It exists solely on the blockchain. And as long as all these miners are not controlled by government agencies, then they operate independently. So as long as there's not some kind of black swan event to control 51% of the miners and do some kind of hard fork or change or something to Bitcoin, then it will always and forever be yours and no one can take it from you. People's inability to do simple math equations is the reason they lost money on drip. Sure. I got in January 2022, 23K of drip. Daily claim was $300 a day. The OD drippers that had been there bull run already were doing much better claim strategies and taking all us newbies. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw the videos for sure. Michael Saylor sitting on 2.3 billion unrealized profits for his Mercy strategy investors. They all called him a fool. Oh yeah, Michael Saylor is quite smart. From if you actually listen to him and his story and how he created MicroStrategy, oh yeah, multiple times he has defied the odds and gone against what other people thought. He is an extremely resilient and intelligent man for sure. And if you can listen to him weave things together for hours on end, you'll pick up some solid nuggets of advice. So there's no way he stepped down from CEO after like 30 years of MicroStrategy management to move over to the Bitcoin side and try to develop these other layers or protocols on a Lightning layer and mass adoption. There's billions of dollars at stake there for what they want to do. So I believe he will be successful. Bitcoin will probably drop if ETF doesn't go through. Yeah, I would imagine so, but I don't know if I don't think that alone would be a big enough catalyst to wick below 30K, especially where it's at now. Where is it at now? No, I think now that you mention it, I have not looked at. Let's go to coin market cap. Is it here? No, I'm going to CoinGecko. Market cap. What is it sitting at now? 38, 35. I don't even keep up. 43. Holy shit. I was way off. Yeah, it's going to take some epic black swan event to get this down to a level that those in power would swoop in with. Because you got to imagine the ETF announcement was back when it was below 30, if I'm not mistaken, or holding the 30 level. And then now, if you are an asset manager like BlackRock, maybe not buying or buying at these levels doesn't hurt, but you got to imagine these guys got to their level because they were able to always seize an opportunity. So this doesn't look good. I guess there's too many people buying the rumor right now. So I don't know how this shapes up, but something tells me that there's got to be a different shift before these guys buy in with an approved ETF at these prices. It just doesn't make any logical sense. Where were we? Yeah, I don't remember when the ETF announcement was, like November. It's probably here, and that's when it shot up to 30. I think that was right. It was holding below like 25 to 28, somewhere in there, and then the ETF took it above 30. And they're not going to want to spend 50% more or get 50% less Bitcoin when that goes through, I would imagine. If you have AFP and AFD, what is the strategy today before launching a V3? Hold it. That's about it. There's nothing you're supposed to have to do for V3. It's just going to be a automatic exchange. Whatever in your wallet, like AFP will turn to seats, AFD will turn to cubes. Nothing you have to do. Nothing you need to prepare or anything like that, especially if you're just holding it. If it's on the farm, just leave it there as well. Do you think Forex has learned anything from the past 2 years? He says he knows now that people only buy green charts and don't look at what the tokens have paid out. And this, what Forex says and what he does are two different things. So I think personally, Forex is full of shit. So he mentioned all this stuff that he learned and what he was implementing and what he wants to do. He also told us that he would only, you know, make announcements and stuff like that and keep the community aware and all this stuff. So he always says a bunch of stuff, but he never follows through with it. So whether or not he's actually learned anything, I would imagine he has, because you can't be in DeFi and crypto this long and not learn anything. But learning and applying what you've learned are two different things. So he will still behave as he's always behaved. So I don't think any of the learnings will affect his outcome or decisions. Remember, Animal Farm V2 was the cure-all to all of DeFi. The exact same thing in narrative we're hearing with V3 is exactly what he told us 1 year ago with V2. He learned so much from Drip and the people that only buy green charts. So therefore 90% tax is better, and all of the fees and stuff will go to the Animal Farm pigs, and it'll always be up because of the buybacks and token exchange. You guys like completely forgot all that stuff, man. He told us the exact same shit. So why would seats and cubes be any different? He's learned these things, but he doesn't know how to implement them. He doesn't know how to apply them, or he just doesn't care because he's siphoning money off the back end and getting rich regardless. Like the dog buybacks, don't know where that money went once it goes into Bitfinex, or wait, what was it? I forgot which one he was using. But either way, so like I showed you guys on one of my videos, he was the top trader on Bybit, top trader on Bybit, top trader on Bybit. Then the minute we stopped getting buybacks, he's no longer the top trader. He just, so to me, all he was doing was using the money from the buybacks to pump his account, just like maybe swing trading. I don't think he was losing it all, unless he's just a big gambler. But you could just swing trade back and forth. And as long as you have the volume, you're top trader, because top trader was all about volume. So if you're playing with $50 to $100 million of other people's assets, you can maintain that status very easily. Well, suddenly the minute we stopped doing buybacks, he stopped posting about being a number one trader. And remember, that was a narrative that was supposed to go out and connect us with all these other influencers that weren't into the crypto degen yield farm side. He was going to use his skills of trading and all this stuff and being the number one trader as like a foothold. And there was like 1 or 2 AMAs, but it just disappeared. That was another BS narrative he fed us, and it didn't yield any benefits whatsoever. So again, back to you, JMO NFA. No, don't think he's learned anything. To put it bluntly, because if he had, we would see that in effect right now. Now they are buying BTC to hold fort ETFs. Hold 4 ETFs, yeah. They must own the BTC in order to sell them. Oh yeah, true, of course. But something could exist where a black swan event causes a market correction, and then they buy at lower prices. That's how they played the gold narrative. So I don't see why you'd use a different playbook now. Robinhood was quietly accumulating Bitcoin and became the 3rd biggest holder, I believe. Yeah. It's happy to see BNB hold up after CZ's arrest. Majority of my assets are on the pirate chain. Do I need a separate wallet for strictly Bitcoin? Where do I create one? You should. I would definitely get a ledger, or not a ledger, sorry, at least a cold wallet. And then it comes with a BTC address. And yeah, it is a separate address. You can use a, what do they call that? It's like a paper wallet. So you can generate a random BTC address, and nobody has the seed phrase to that. It's just a random wallet generator. And that is just as good as a cold wallet. Technically it is a cold wallet, just without like, what do you call it? A device to access it. So multiple ways to go about it. Far step from Schwab business practices, lessons learned. Yeah, there's nothing Schwab about any of this at all. Lessons learned indeed for all of us, for sure. Hopefully. I hope everybody learned some lessons in this. Because if not, this bull run that is starting will see you back in training. Sam Altman linked. Meanwhile, advisors create BTC private credit fund. Yeah, I'm wondering about the whole AI narrative and Gemini now as well. There's just so much going on, man. This is crazy. What do you suggest investing in? Not financial advice, of course. And all your blue chips, man. Find you a solid, like blue chip that you think is going somewhere. Your layer ones, layer twos, of course, Bitcoin, ETH, BNB. BNB, I'm still certain will be here because it's the largest exchange. And when CZ made his announcement, he said that he would devote more of his time to development with BNB. And I believe he's like 90% of his portfolio, he said, is in BNB. So he may not be in charge of the Binance exchange, but this might actually be better for the DeFi side, even though technically BNB is by far not decentralized, but you're betting on CZ. But other than that, some of your gaming tokens, of course, AI developments in the space, any of those, if you want to take like a moon bag. I know Forex is salty. They beat him to the position manager idea. Oh, of course, anybody's going to beat Forex to anything because he can't execute shit. He just sits around twiddling his thumbs and can't really manage teams or people for that matter. I know Forex is all how is the pancake swap position versus Animal Farm position going? Oh, yeah, let's see. I think because a lot of that goes into it's beating out Animal Farm for sure because nothing's happening on the Animal Farm side. So at least I'm earning dogs, yes, on Animal Farm, but those dogs come with a 90% tax for now. Maybe when things change, cake staking, that's a new one. Jeez, man, they are constantly developing stuff. So if I had to gamble, like I would rather earn cake rather than seat cubes, because pancake swap, to reference Cosmos, yeah, what do you invest in? Something like this, because like the cake token, I think will probably see all-time highs again as well. And right now it's sitting at $2.44. It's tied to BNB, and it's like the leading DeFi exchange on Binance. So that would be a great one. So yeah, 144, but it's also getting reallocated back into my two positions. So I still have more of it in USDT. I don't know how cake has changed over the APR dropped dramatically though, over the last month, but I want to say it's probably been still around the same level. So that being said, doing rather well in my opinion. Let's see over here. Huh. That was like 20 million at one stage. Oh, it is. I thought people were adding capital back to the farm. Looks like they're not. No, not the dog pound. I need farms. Let's see. Gaming. Yeah, of course, gaming. Like, I think that's, like I said, that's the future of like technology moving forward, so to speak. So like I mentioned Tom Bilyeu, for example, like he's building a AAA gaming platform all on Web3. So you find any of these currently games that may not be exactly all Web3 based and have some centralization to them, but they will develop. because it's just inevitable. And, you know, game currency, for example, you go all the way back down to the RPG days and World of Warcraft and all that. People were already spending enormous amounts of time in game and then trading those assets in real life. So you would grind a character and then they would throw it on eBay and sell that character. Well, what's the next level of that? Well, the next level is where that's all on the blockchain. So every item you have is an NFT and it has some unique traits and properties. And then instead of you taking that item and putting it on eBay, you sell it directly on the blockchain to another person, and then they use that item. So the natural evolution of gaming from Nintendo, Atari, all the way to role-playing games now has to go to blockchain-based tech for the decentralized side, for the ability to access it from anywhere, and for the monetization side. Like, it just makes the most sense. Right now, they're pushing against it, of course. The centralized gaming platforms, Rockstar and Riot and Blizzard and all those. But you think that's going to stand up? No. Somebody's going to create a platform that can allow for this kind of transparency and guarantee a lot of people are going to utilize it. So figuring out what that is and how that will look, especially again with the AI side. So back to the RPGs, usually your RPG, when you talk to a non-player character, was just scripts. Well, they already have games where it's actual AI. So instead of you just getting the same repeated quests from a character, they actually have a storyline, a plot, a personality, all from AI. So it's all unique conversation. Imagine that across a massive gaming map, a global map. Like, I don't know what this looks like, but gaming is going to be huge. Like, it does not go away. It's one of the easiest ways to also learn. There's tons of learning games. So that path, AI, gaming, crypto, it's an intersection that you just can't ignore. But I can't tell you which one. You just ask, what do I think? That's what I think. Animal farm market, 230 pigs and $180. Hey, well done, sir. I sold all my pigs somewhere around 20 to 30. Another week without a launch date. Worried if we even have a dev that can finish PCF off at this point. You don't have a dev. Forex is like an architect at best. Like, the only thing we know that he actually developed is the REAP contract and BREAP. And then whatever Grim and Silo and all that was, but those failed. A little of each is my strategy. Nice, Marcus. Might as well see what happens. I have a decent AFP bag just in case Forex can finally do something right. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Not an AFP bag, though. I'm not betting on that. I'm not betting on Forex at all anymore. So I'm only got my drip bag. We will see. Might as well late after 2 years. Ask coach to buy back his $50 at 15 just in case. Buy back 50. Yeah. Nope. I am not going for it. I refuse. I will just come on here and say, JMO, you were right. I should have bought in if it does anything. I'll eat the humble pie versus throw another dime into Forex's black hole finance. Sorry, my friend. We will throw big donations to his live streams and AF hits for us. I'll take that and put that towards developing a project. No dripper left behind. I'm in. Ready Player One. Yes, exactly. So Buddy Love, if you're not familiar, with what Tom Bilyeu is doing, he literally is trying to create that exact environment from Ready Player One, and he is well on his way. So if you want to do some research, I would extremely urge you to look into him, Tom Bilyeu, and impact theory. What he has built so far is phenomenal. It's just not gotten the adoption yet, but he's already got fully rigged 3D avatars with multiple NFT items that add different levels of access and things of that nature. Plus, he's already built an actual gaming world where you can indeed interact with other players in this 3D avatar. And this 3D avatar is also your player profile pic that you can use on other platforms, because he's got the, skill set or access to the people with the skill set to create this. One of his artists is from Marvel Studios, the comic book. So he posted them. Another one is from Disney. So this guy has hired the best of the best. So if that's my big moon bag, this is probably like a 10-year, 20-year kind of thing. He's also the same company that got sued by the SEC. So he is going to be toting the fine line of the law. So if anyone's going to pull it off, I think it would be him. So I would look into that. Where's G Money? Good question. I saw G Money write in the F chat today actually about Drip, but just as a dripper waiting for Drip to do something. Maybe he wrote something else I haven't checked. Well, let's take a look, shall we? Let's see here. Do a search. G Money. You said it was in the drip chat? The original drip chat? Let's take a look. I haven't heard from him pretty much after that issue with him and Forex. He kind of fell off the radar. I don't see him in the drip chat at all, to be honest. Let me look in another group that he could be in. Last seen recently in here. Oh shit, that was November 3rd. So he wasn't in that group. Yep, I don't have an answer. But definitely seems as though he's gone kind of ghost from all of the active information we were getting before, which is strange. I don't have an answer. So whoever said that, I don't see it. What's that called? What's what called, Cosmos? AF chart, AF chart, AF chat. I looked in the Animal Farm chat. I didn't see him. I didn't want to bring it up on screen because that's where my alt is. It was G5. Yeah. The last message I found from him was in the Guardians, not Guardians, the Drip Warriors chat, and that was November 3rd. So, good question. Where did the extremely chatty and supportive and helpful G Money disappear to for 1 month? Good question. Don't know. But Cosmos, I don't know what you're referring to. And it's about time for me to wrap it up. Wrap it up, B. So if I don't have any other questions, that's exactly what I will do. Maybe you were referring to the impact theory information. So I'll bring that up because I don't know if that's what that was, but I've played it, done it, or shared it before. It's called Project Kaizen. So you can look this up. If that's what you're referring to, Cosmos. Project Kaizen on Twitter. Appreciate the live. Appreciate you too, Animal Farm Marcus. Hope cryptocurrency can set us all off from the bank's overreach. Yeah, ditto. Probably signed a Diddy NDA. Yeah, who knows? Forex is definitely notorious for things like that. That's why I don't think the money from Drip Garden has gone anywhere. So, anywho, yep, I will catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate you tuning in and give me something to chat about, because I had nothing. So without you guys, I would not be here and wouldn't be chatting as long. So it's always fun to just follow the thread and see whatever questions you guys got, and appreciate the support as always. So lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you guys.